Yeah, we can talk about my relationship a little bit at home.
Okay, and by your relationship at home, you mean your relationship with?
My wife.
Okay, tell me a little
Which
bit.
is mostly great.
Mostly great.
Mostly great, yeah. We have a little monetary problems sometimes. Not that we don't have money, she doesn't like to give me money, and I earn the money. So that kind of bothers me. It makes me feel less of a man sometimes to ask for money for things.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you're in a position where you earn money, but you don't have access to the money you earn, or?
That's sort of correct, Mark. I have access, but I have to get an allowance, basically. It's either her savings or her trust or lack of trust in me still that keeps me from being able to just get what I want.
Okay, so I'm hearing you say, get what you want.
Right.
Are you able to meet your needs, or I'm just trying to get a clear sense.
Meet my needs? No. I never have money in my pocket, so I don't have needs. If I wanted to go get a sandwich right now, it would be pretty hard for me with lack of money.
Okay.
She gives me an allowance for gas and tells me I can't buy cigarettes with it.
Okay.
Which she hates my smoking, by the way. So that bothers me because I want to be able to have money in my pocket for whatever I might want.
Can you tell me some about how you began this process, this way of managing the household funds?
Well, I mean, honestly, it goes way back 6 years when I was using and put us in debt, okay?
Okay.
And then when I left the family business and didn't have a job, we had no money, almost had to move. And then finally I worked my way up to making a pretty daggone good salary. She works part-time, keeps her money, my salary goes into the bank, she gives me money for gas. Because she doesn't want to ever struggle again, so she wants to build up money again.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Oh, so it sounds like she has a goal to save money.
Well, yeah.
Um,
At my expense, Mark.
okay. And did you agree to this plan when you made it, or did you make it together, or was this something that was basically forced on you, do you feel like?
I don't believe forced is the right word. It's just the way our structure is. My money goes into the bank. She manages, pays the bills. Every week gives me a certain amount of money that I'll need for gas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm limited to that.
Okay.
And we've recently tried to work it out because I would have to ask her, honey, it's time for gas money, and it would make me feel less of a man. If any of that makes sense, I don't know. But so now she's gotten the money out in advance, and every Sunday will give me the money that I need for the week. And no, I don't believe we agreed to it. It's just the way it evolved.
And have you at any point asked her to address, maybe a new agreement, or is this something that you feel like you have to just agree to because of your past?
Yeah, I do. Because of my past, and I put us in an incredible debt twice. But I don't know how to do that. When I bring it up, it turns into an incredible argument because I'm short-tempered. My handling it is yelling and screaming and leaving, and then coming back and apologizing.
Okay.
That's my MO.
Can you imagine a way to have that conversation without losing your temper?
No. I really need help with that. Don't know how to bring it up without upsetting myself. I really don't.
Okay.
I get what she's trying to do, but I also get that I make a pretty daggone good living, that I should just be able to have money if I wanted to buy something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not like she wouldn't let me buy something. If I said, hey, honey, I need to go out and buy something for my guitar, we'd go out and buy something for my guitar. But if today I left work and said, hey, guys, I want to take y'all out to lunch, I don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that.
Okay.
It would be nice to be able to do that.
We'll back up for just a second.
Okay.
You said if I told her that I wanted something for my guitar, we would go out and get something
Correct.
for my guitar. She would go with you.
Yes.
Okay. You've expressed a couple of times that this arrangement makes you feel like less of a man. Is that the only feeling that's going along with it, or is there something else going on?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. Maybe lack of control of my own life, not being able to do independent things. Maybe that's what I mean when I say lack of a man. Like, I want to be able to just do something when I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That don't make sense.
It makes sense to me.
Okay.
I guess I'm kind of wondering if there's is there a lingering guilt factor for you?
There might be. Never thought of that. Never thought of that. I mean, we've been married 24 years, and this time around 6 years sobriety. Before that, I spent money we didn't even have. I opened up my own credit cards, never paid the bills, went into debt, got bailed out twice. So maybe there is a guilt factor I didn't think about until this. Thanks, Mark.
In my experience, when I get angry and it gets pointed out at someone else, that sometimes I'm kind of still angry at myself. So just that may or may not be your experience.
May not, but it certainly feels at this moment like it is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe there's something inside I got to work on from my past, forgiving myself, or making the correct amends for the past and moving on. I'm not sure. I got to think about that.
Okay. Is the financial aspect of your relationship affecting other aspects of your relationship? The first thing you said was, first of all, for the most part, it's a great relationship. So just.
I don't think so. I really don't. We that's pretty much, I don't know how to contain to just that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Or other issues, if we have any, have nothing to do with that. But no, I don't think it affects the other part of our relationship at all.
Okay. Sounds like a healthy way to be able to compartmentalize stuff instead of letting it spill over into every aspect of the relationship. So that, that's good coping mechanism, to be able to look at one thing at a time, or act on one thing at a time, I guess. Do you believe that the solution for all this is for the two of you to sit down and have a conversation, or do you think you need to make more money, or do you, are you looking at deception as a way to have more money as to spend on your own? What do you see as a possible solution to this, or are you just stuck?
I'm kind of stuck. I don't see a solution. We're trying to save money too for the wedding coming up in November, but I don't think deception or making more money or any of that. What I see is maybe I should get more involved in how much money do we have, and because she does all the bills and everything. I don't know where anything goes. I don't even know how much money we have in the bank. So I think that's my lack of interest in doing that. I turned that over to her when we got married. So maybe that would be part of the solution, to see her side of it. Like, okay, looks like we make a lot of money, but certain amount retirement, certain amount saving for a wedding. Maybe we really don't have money for me to spend like crazy. So
I heard you mention a wedding a couple of times in the last minute or two.
Yeah.
You've been married for 24 years. Who's getting married?
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
She get married in November.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is the man who's handing over a lot of money for a wedding.
Right.
your the look on your face says that. Is there any kind of resentment that the money that you're making is being set aside for that?
No, it's not. There is no resentment to that. I'm nervous about the wedding and how that all goes. It's your child. When your child gets married, it's a whole different ballgame. But not resentful. I'd give her more if I could. They're paying for a good portion, and Teresa and I are paying for a good portion. And of course, Dan's parents, that's my future son-in-law, are paying for a portion. Mm-hmm. So we're not funding the whole wedding. Part of me wishes I could. Mm-hmm. Don't have the money to, but part of me, because I love my daughter so much, wishes I could have wrote the check and said, this is 100% your wedding, you know. Mm-hmm. And I can't do that, and that's bothered me. Probably since the time she got engaged, it's bothered me.
Is it possible, given that you're not sure how to approach this without losing your temper, is it possible that the situation would more or less resolve itself once the wedding is done, and maybe your wife's priorities as far as finances are a little bit looser?
I think I guess looking at it that way, I guess that's very much a possibility, because going into it, you know, we're spending this, speaking on Teresa's behalf, you know, we're going into this wedding and we're giving this money, and now we got to save this money, and do you have any side jobs? Can you make any money anywhere else? And it's putting pressure on me. Mm-hmm. But when that's over, I think that pressure is definitely going to dissipate. I didn't look at that as well, but yeah, that's possible. I just don't want to have to ask for an allowance when it's over.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate you sharing that with me. You know, we didn't sit down here to solve all your problems all in one section. We've only got maybe a minute or two remaining here. Did you have any questions for me?
Questions? I do. What would be the best way to approach this situation with a wife of 24 years of feeling like I need more money? Possibly at a time where we don't have a whole lot more to spend. Mm-hmm. Part of it is, you know, cigarettes are expensive and I know I shouldn't smoke, but she hands me gas money and says, don't buy cigarettes with it. Well, I'm not 13, 48.
Right.
So what would be the best way to approach her on that, to not, in a way of not yelling, and to get her to understand, yes, I would love to quit smoking, but I haven't yet, if that makes sense.
I can't speak to, you know, necessarily how you would get what you want in this situation, except to say that maybe it would be helpful to be as clear as you can with yourself about what you want. Okay. Before you enter into a conversation about it, so that you can be clear, and you know, and part of that may be getting clear about what it is that's bothering you in the first place.
Okay, perfect. If you have 30 more seconds, what's the best way to diffuse your own anger in a certain situation? I'm good at diffusing my anger hours later. Mm-hmm. What about anger that pops up that you can't diffuse right away? How does that handle?
There are some mindfulness techniques. We stop, observe, breathe, expand, see where we're feeling our anger in our body or in our heads, and just try to kind of recognize where we are in the world. I mean, that's the 15-second version of a mindfulness technique, but it's been successful for a lot of folks who are impulsive in a variety of ways, and anger can often be impulsive. And there's it's possible to train your brain to do things differently than you used to do it. Okay. I think, as you said,